I learned if you want to change, it's by putting yourself in a position where you have to. I did a challenge with my daughters to eat just from the garden for 12 months. The challenge of the year was whether or not we could grow the fruit and veg component. And if I hadn't have put myself in that position, I wouldn't have got as much from the garden. I could never have actually known in advance how much we can adapt if we put ourselves in the situation. The goal was to sort of force me to utilise a garden that I'd grown in the house. I'd just started sort of looking into the idea of permaculture. I was planting all of this stuff, and then I'd go out there and it's already ripened and sitting on the ground. There was so much waste in my own garden. I'd realised that I have to find a way to not allow time to be a barrier. Being a single mum, you don't have a lot of time. When I get home, it's getting dark and you look out the window and it's black. And so you just don't do it. By the end of the day, the last thing that you want to think about is what you're going to cook. Let alone, oh my gosh, what have I got in the garden? Time was the excuse. So I thought, well, if I put myself in the situation where I have to, it's survival. You adapt. Pear, guava, sylvite, apples, lemon. I've got bananas, sweet potato, Jerusalem artichoke, corn, a pineapple, baby kale, chives. I've got spring onions. So there's pumpkins, avocado. I've got eggplants. So the mulberry, which has been a really good canopy tree and is getting hammered by the wind. Everything I had here had to be edible in some form. With permaculture, every item needs to have more than one purpose. It forces me to go, how does that fit into the system as a whole? For instance, mint. What does mint do for the soil? What is it going to do for the bees? What is it going to do to nurture the house? Opposed to just buying mint because we consume it. It's about creating a system that everything is interlinked. It's hooking into the system as a whole. You feel like you're something bigger than yourself. I think by the end of it, it just becomes such a normal part of life. And that was the thing that I was surprised by. It's amazing how quickly we can adapt if we put ourselves in this situation. I remember somebody came to a dinner one day and they came with a bowl of broccoli salad. The season that broccoli wasn't grown, I remember looking at it going, how have you got broccoli? And I kind of, in that moment, I realised that, oh, they've just gone and bought broccoli. But my mindset was that that's not broccoli season. It's like, where did you get this from? It makes you kind of realise that we're actually importing a lot outside to be able to meet our demands all year long. The disconnection that we have with our food is a huge problem that I believe that we have. We're so used to being able to have everything whenever we want, however we want, and at a very low cost. There's dinner. we don't value it in the sense that what's gone in to get to that point. The things that I gained, I could never have known in advance how valuable the items were when you were sitting and eating them. I think that's pretty much perfect.
Oh, it's perfect.
It made me value food so much more. I remember at the end of summer, and I've got my last tomato, which I think had a bit of a bug hole at the side of it. It was like, oh, this tomato is valuable. I'm not going to have a tomato for another 6 months. You've known that tomato plant since you put the seed in. You've watched it grow. And you've probably had to protect it from rats or something like that to finally get to the point that it's on a plate. You can't put a price on that. You just don't get that from a shop. It's priceless. If I had actually tried to plan my journey in advance or thought about it and gone, can I probably would have gone, no, I couldn't, and would never have started. But I just jumped in 2 feet first, and I'm so glad that I did. One of the principles is start small. It could be I'm going to go and find my olives locally and bottle my olives for a year. Start with one garden. You do one bed, enjoy it, love it, whether it be a wicking bed or a normal bed or a bathtub or a pot. Let's go back to knocking on your neighbour's door and getting to know them. By doing this Food is Free, people get to know people and sharing food. Having that feeling like it's bigger than just yourself. The beauty of it is that you start one thing, but what you'll gain, you couldn't even fathom at the beginning. It does really make you appreciate so much more what you have.